rated X. That means you're extraordinary.
Girl, the man is experiencing you in a relatively hostile way. Somebody is going through emotional turmoil over you. They are confused, they are perplexed, and they're dealing with a heightened sense of energy around their heart. I don't know if it's broken heart. I don't know if it's pain, girl. I don't know what's going on with your friend, girl, but we sure about to go out here and find out, girl. I don't know. We got to get out here and find out, girl. I don't know. Somewhere along the lines, y'all, somebody, you started to put more energy into yourself, onto yourself. We are coming out with Knight of Pentacles energy. You started to slow down in your life, in your thought process. You started to slow down and prioritize you. Okay. Somebody, you may have gone through a period where you felt like, you know what, I'm moving too fast. I'm not thinking things through. There's different ways that I can handle my life outside of this. You wanted to kind of fall back and get grounded. So somebody, you recently got a little more serious and a little more thoughtful about the way you're moving in your life. You really wanted to take the time to think things through and get into that next wave. Okay. And we see behind that Queen of Wands energy, you slowed down, you thought things through, and you realized you needed to be taking things a little more seriously. I get a vibe like somebody, your thought process, and you may be high in Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries energy. Your thought process was a lot like you started to feel like you had been letting too many things slide. When you really sat down and you really thought it through, that was your vibe. Like, I've been letting too many things slide. I've let too many things get away. I haven't been as dynamic as I would like to be. You might feel like there were times you literally should have cursed somebody out and you're like, I didn't. Why did I let that slide? Why didn't I check them? Why didn't I confront him? You started to ask yourself why you were choosing to be more laid back at times, where now you're thinking those are times that you should have really been more aggressive about certain things. So somebody started to question the places where you were more laid back, the places where you said less, let more slide, let more go. All of these things were the Hermit energy here, y'all. All of these things were things that you thought about quietly, but they were things that Spirit was bringing to you because it was time to liberate yourself. You had some things that were holding you back from really being free, from really being able to be who you wanted to be. You had some things that were keeping you from being in the fullness of who you are. And Spirit really pulled you towards, like, it's time for you to really pull it together. It's time for you to get really serious. You needed to look within. You needed to stop. You needed to pause. There were things in you and in your life that you haven't thought about in years. Like things that you're like, I forgot I even had that goal, or I forgot I still needed to get over this or that. There were things that you hadn't addressed, hadn't dealt with, and all of these things were holding you back. You had a lot of knowledge you weren't looking into, a lot of memories you weren't looking into. Somebody, you really had kind of let yourself kind of forget yourself. And somebody, girl, this man was capitalizing on the things about yourself that you forgot to really look into and take care to. Okay. Y'all, we coming through now. We got this Page of Swords energy. Baby, you started to get more. Who did it, girl? Who out there? You started to get way more protective of your thoughts and your time. Somebody has gone through a major shift in regards to self-protection. You are no longer who you were, girl. You are no longer allowing certain people and things to get up in your space. You are no longer allowing yourself to kind of be what you started to think was maybe too light, too easy, too breezy. People was getting over. You starting to get way more protective of yourself. Like, also in terms of how people can affect you mentally. You're not as easy to rattle. You're not as easy to get stressed out. You're not on that no more. Like you didn't switch. You done switched it up. You're not the person that you used to be. 5 of Wands. Baby, if somebody wanted with you at this point in your life, guess what they can do? They can get it. They can get it. Okay? You're at that place in your life. It's like no more apologies. Baby, somebody feel like you've let a lot of your life go by. A lot of your time go by where people were getting the best of you. People were getting over on you. You feel like there was times in your life where you didn't take up for yourself the way you used to, but those days are over. You are like, I will never let anybody do me a certain kind of way again. You let enough of that pass. You let enough of that go on. You done with that. You are done with that. You have switched up and you have changed. First of all, the type of man you're looking for has also changed. Somebody, you're looking now more for someone that will come through more as a King of Swords. And by King of Swords, in this instance, we mean somebody that, and I'm really getting the vibe of their moon sign. Not so much their sun, y'all, but their moon sign is more apt to possibly being in Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, right? Their moon sign is really where you would see that air sign energy. You know, now you're looking for somebody that's very intellectual, somebody that's low key. You know now that you're looking for a divine masculine that's not trying to trigger you, that's not trying to upset you, that's not trying to start no drama. You didn't got to that place now where you understand, like, you know what I was even looking for before wasn't right. Somebody was bringing you too much irritation. The fact that now your vibe is that I'm looking for a King of Swords, the fact that has suddenly become your vibe, that speaks volumes. The person in question, whoever this is that's coming up on the board that we are currently reading the situation for, you have begun to feel like this person was triggering you too much mentally. This person was stressing you too much mentally. This person was causing you to ask too many questions. Like you was finding yourself asking questions and certain things over and over and over again. Like trying to figure out whoever this is, y'all, their communication style wasn't about nothing. Like this person wasn't always telling you the truth. They wasn't forthright. Sometimes they were using cold communication against you. Like they may have been somebody that would try to act like authoritative or controlling. You didn't really care for this person's communication style. This is part of the reason why next time around you're looking for somebody that's a superb communicator, that's intellectual, that's got good sense. Girl, you probably didn't even think this man was that bright. The man that's currently on the board. You probably somebody thought that this man took a lot of risk. Like you thought that he took too many risks. You didn't care for his decision making. Like you would often think like the stuff he doing don't make sense. You didn't feel like he was wise or prudent with how he moved. Basically, girl, the man was not, this man is the opposite of this man here. So this was not a king of anything. This was somebody that's not in divine masculine energy. This is somebody that taught you a lot about what you don't want to be bothered with. And they taught you a lot about what a king is not. That's kind of what you've learned from being involved with this man this whole time. For you, this man's good sense was often in question, low-key, when it came to you. You just was kind of like, what's going on? King of Pentacles. Also, babe, this time around, you looking for a man with some money. Okay, I don't know what was going on, but it's feeling like this man had become something that you thought was high risk. Now, whenever we haul off and realize somebody is a high risk, more of a high risk companion, potential high risk companion, that tells me that you've experienced some type of ascension or some type of shift in your own growth or prayer life. Something has changed because it's like all of a sudden you started to really see like this man ain't it. He's not what I'm looking for. He's not what I'm aspiring to be. You started to like, why am I making excuses or allowing him to get a pass for not having the money that I really want a man in my life to have, or not being able to make the kind of decisions that I really would want a man around me to be able to make? You started to ask yourself those questions. It got highly questionable. It got highly weirdo, girl. Like, why am I letting this happen? Why am I allowing this to be the way it is? So one thing we can say for sure about this particular pairing is that, girl, this is a man that acted as a teacher in your life. Whether you wanted him to or not, whether you meant him to or not, this man was a teacher in your life. This man is somebody that kind of showed you what you want, what you don't want, what's next, what should be next, etc. Y'all, so we got this Two of Cups energy. Okay. We see the Two of Cups. At one time, like we do have this Ace of Cups with this Two of Cups. At one time, though, girl, it was love. And more than anything, it was love overflowing. There was a point in time where you did really want to be with this person. You was really feeling them. I think it was aspirational. Like you believed at some point this person could be what it is you wanted them to be. You believed that maybe they could arrive to where their way of loving was properly communicative. Maybe they could grow to a place where they were earning more than they were not earning. You started to think it was a possibility because at some point there was definitely a lot of love here. There's no question about that. At some point you believed you could manifest this. You even may have prayed about it at one point in time, like hoping that God would open the doors. The thing that kind of makes it easy for you to walk away from this too is there's a point where your emotions were literally overrunning out of this situation. This man really caused you sorrow at one point. You had such love for him. Your heart was so full for him. And then, you know, he ended up being disappointing. So you've really kind of bled for this situation. And you don't realize you had a lot of spirit guides that were kind of around you at this time that were some source of comfort because it really could have been worse. But you were able to, at the worst of your emotional moments, you were still able to hold on to some semblance of peace. It wasn't always something that you couldn't get control of. You did have peace at various points in time. The thing about it was that you were being more transparent than this man was. You were like showing more of who you are than he was. And that's kind of where a lot of the heartache ended up coming from you because you were literally just leaking energy. Like you were trying to be the person that nourished him, that took care of him. You were trying to be there intimately, like any sensuality, any physical energy. You were even showing up in the bedroom, showing more of your heart, being more of a love maker. The thing about this man that you probably weren't really peeping is that he really don't have the same capacity for love that you do. It's like he was kind of a jerk underneath. You were looking for like, I think y'all collective, somebody thought you might have thought that it was in him. You just needed to bring it out. You know, if you were there, if you were kind, if you were this, if you were that, you just needed to bring it out of him. What you weren't understanding is that it wasn't about bringing it out of him, girl. It wasn't there. Girl, it wasn't there, girl. It wasn't there. Not even to be shady. He is somebody that this man is also, I won't say, it's like he's mischievous. He's a type that will create like little emotional fires and stuff like that just for the sake of it. You were thinking listen, girl, you gave him too much credit. You just gave the man too much credit. You were acting like he had more. You were acting like he had more to offer than he did. There's just no other way to say it. I think there was some projection here. Like you were projecting the best, softest, sweetest parts of yourself off onto this man. And like, oh, you know, he must be this. He must have some sensitivity. I think that you have a weakness for water sign energy masculines. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. I think you have a weakness for men like that. And somewhere in this man's chart, if not his sun sign, there is a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio influence really high. And you were picking up on that. You were like sniffing that out. And by you sniffing that out, you had this concept of like, oh, he's perfect. He's got the warmth. I mean, there were elements of that to the man. Don't get me wrong, but it was a lot more to him than that. It wasn't just that. I think you were thinking that it was just going to be that. Girl, air sign energy. Okay. The thing that was missing in this situation more than anything was balance. You weren't thinking about that. It's like this man, things needed to balance out. You were kind of chasing some pieces of the story that, girl, it didn't matter if he had some water sign energy. What about everything else? Manifest your life. Was this man really going to be able to help you manifest your life just because he had that little front-facing romance energy that you like? It's like you might have ran into this. You were so emotional, and you may also have a lot of water sign energy. Because remember right here, we got this Ace of Cups, Two of Cups. You may also have a certain level of water sign energy to you as well that kind of causes you to be a little bigger. I'm just being real, girl. It's giving hopeless romantic. Girl, it's giving sleepless in Seattle. Girl, it's giving pretty woman, okay? Walking down the streets. Girl, listen, it's giving that. You kind of like a hopeless romantic tale. You kind of like to believe that, you know, it can anything's possible in love. Like somebody's got that type of tea. But girl, it was an issue of balance. This had to balance out. You ran towards that romantic little piece of him on the surface. Girl, now it's more to it than that. Babe, look what we pulled here. What is this here? Girl, this is stormy weather. Girl, this is stormy weather. Girl, there's a lot of stormy weather over there, girl. It was more to this man than met the eye. And I think somebody, girl, you let with their desire for romance, girl, you better watch that. You wanted this to be so romantic and perfect, girl. This man, he wasn't even all that you thought he was. You was projecting so much of who you are off onto the man. Girl, this man had all types of other stuff going on with him. Because we gonna, girl, Eight of Pentacles energy. So another thing you was overlooking, babe. Sister, you was doing too much hard work. You was working too hard for this. Just to be completely honest, the time it was taking you to really think about him and think about what was going on and make plans and hope and pray and be emotional, you really wasn't supposed to have to put that much work into the situation in the first place. This man was actually too much work. And if you had continued to be in a situation with him, you were only going to have to perform more labor. As things went on, as time went on, you were going to end up performing more and more labor as this man continued to be a part of your life. It was just going to become more and more labor intensive. And I'm going to tell you something else. And if this didn't happen, this is where it was headed. But I think for a lot of y'all was already starting to feel this way. This is what made you slow down and start rethinking your situation in the first place. You started to realize that you was kind of this man was trying to make you feel like you needed to prove your worth to him. Like you need to show him why you should be the one, or you need to show him why you should be the one being chosen. You should be working to show him your value type of energy. It was that. This is like in the process. That's the vibe I'm getting. This is the point where you started to kind of slow down and be like, you know what? Why am I doing this? Like this is the point where you start to ask yourself the necessary questions and say, why haven't I gone off on this person sooner? Like you start to ask questions about like, why haven't I really been asserting myself? Okay. We got this Six of Pentacles energy coming through here next. Girl, you wasn't really asserting yourself like that because at one point it seemed like it was reciprocal. See, you had high hopes. You're a real optimistic type of person. You had really high hopes. You really thought like, you know, I'm going to trust and believe in this and it's going to pay off for me. You were walking into this with the best of hopes, but it's like, I think you kind of let his front identity, like his little representative, you kind of let that element of him fool you in a sense. Like it was a lot more to him than that. And I kind of think you low key overlooked that. Okay. We got the Eight of Cups. Girl, it was the fact that you kind of felt like things were reciprocal. Girl, they really weren't. But you may have felt that at a point. And ultimately, this ends with this thing kind of being distant. You start to walk away from this dynamic. Clarify for me the true reason the collective walked away from this dynamic. You started to walk away or pull back, or even if it was first just emotionally, you started to be like, wait a minute, what's going on? Something started to make you want to pull back. King of Cups. You started to pull back because of his emotional positioning and his emotional standing. The way he was behaving emotionally, that's the reason, that's the thing rather, that kind of started to shift how you looked at things and how you were understanding things. Had a lot to do with how he was showing up to the relationship, how he was presenting himself in the relationship. that starts to put a lot on your mind, y'all. This is the point in the story where that King of Cups energy, like you felt like, girl, you start to feel like this man was pouring all of his emotions nowhere. You stop believing him. You stop believing when he would tell you about his feelings for you. It just started to seem ridiculous, girl. This man is literally pouring all his emotional energy on the floor, girl, pouring it down into some little. You start to feel like he was saving all his love for himself. You felt like this man was too self-involved, and that's when you start to pull back. That is when you start to pull back. You was like, he's too self-involved for me. This is when things start to shift for you. Child. Stormy weather, babe. We saw it coming, okay? That's when the stormy weather started coming through. 9 of Wands. You know what, girl? When you start to realize that this man was just really more self-interested than anything else, you started to take that away. 9 of Wands. That hurt your feelings. You felt wounded by that because you had been authentic, as we can see. You had been authentic. You had been real. You had been showing up. You had been doing your thing. And all of a sudden it was like, you know, why I feel like I'm the only one that's really giving it my all. Why I feel like I'm the only one that's really being 100 here. Like you start to feel away. You really start to feel away about that. A lot of this too, it like bruised your passions for this man. At one point, you was not only like emotional about him, you were driven. You were very driven. You really were like excited. You were geeked about this dude. You were geeked about the relationship. You were geeked about what it could be. You were geeked about where it could potentially go. When this all panned out the way it panned out, you wasn't feeling that. You was at that point, your vibes changed. Your vibes changed. You was like, this ain't it. This is not giving me what I wanted to give. 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. This is when your feelings start to change. This is when you really started to kind of rebel from the situation. Keeping in contact with him regularly, really putting value on him. You stopped doing that. Regularly keeping up with him and keeping the connection fresh. Yeah, you stopped doing that. It was a pulling back that happened with you at that point. Now, where it went wrong, where it got super weird, right up in here, right in this point of the situation, what you weren't realizing, you had a profound effect on this man when you start pulling back. This is where things start to take a turn. You had a profound effect on him when you started to pull back. I don't think you realized that. I don't think you knew what was going on. But when you start to pull back, this man started to deal with some emotional changes and challenges. That's just the vibe that I'm getting because I'm just seeing a lot of like fire. This man started to get really upset. When you pull back, baby, yeah, he shifted. Yeah, he changed up. He switched up a little bit. 4 of Cups. This man felt like you were no longer being accepting of him, of who he was, of how he is. This man started to wonder if you thought you were too good for him. Queen of Pentacles energy. This man started to wonder if maybe you had a shift in your finances or a shift in something, some kind of way, girl. And this man started to wonder if you were feeling like you were too good for him, better than him, above him in some way, shape, or form. Ace of Wands. This man started to wonder if you had started over elsewhere. So this man started being very suspicious of you right around in this point. Is there someone else? Is there something else going on? Is there something? Why is she suddenly pulling back from me? Whole time you was pulling back from him based on what you saw in him. You was pulling back from him based on how he had started to make you feel. It didn't have anything to do with anyone else. But unbeknownst to you, this had a lot of effect on this man. Again, this man is very self-involved. We see with this King of Cups energy. Remember, I told you we already saw that it looked like there was a certain amount of Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, like water sign energy all around him. This man has a lot of emotional energy, but it was primarily going to him, okay? Which you picked up on. This is why you decided to fall back. But what you didn't realize is, yeah, you were right. A lot of this man's emotional energy was going towards him, was being poured into him. And for that reason, girl, he also didn't take it well when you pulled back because he wanted your energy being poured into him too. Oh, okay. 8 of Cups in reverse. This man desperately wanted things to go back to the way they used to be. 9 of Cups in reverse. This man was very unfulfilled at this time, but you were very unfulfilled at this time. Nine of Cups energy comes through in reverse. You had become unfulfilled. This is why you were pulling back your energy. This is why you started to feel like, you know what, this ain't for me. Eight of Cups in reverse. You were on the fence about it during different times though. Just as this man was sitting there longing for things to go back to the way they were, girl, you were also on the fence about this. Just straight like that. You were very much like, I think somebody, you were still holding on to hope that maybe it could be different. Maybe it could be better. Maybe it could, you know what I'm saying? You still kind of hoped that things could shape up. But we see the Devil card here in the reverse. You know, you wanted this to change. Were you feeling like this man had become emotionally controlling? That King of Cups energy. Girl, was he given emotionally controlling, girl? You know, a lot of these Cancer, like when a man is in water sign energy, but he's not in divine energy, he don't really have himself together. Low key, they kind of become these little emotional tyrants. Like they will get into tyrant energy like nobody's business. All of a sudden, you're with somebody that is kind of running you, kind of pushing you around, right? Somebody that is kind of draining. They may be draining your energy because I do feel a drain coming from this male energy. This man was very draining. I don't know if somebody really, I still feel like, collective, you haven't put that together yet. This man was very emotionally draining. Like you would come away from around him and be drained. You would actually feel away. Sometimes you were getting away from this man. You would need to get some sleep. He was very draining. And I'm telling you right now, he was draining on purpose. It's giving very much energy vampire. It's kind of giving parasite. He was draining on purpose. And you have a lot of energy. You have a lot of passion that he could drain from. This man was draining you. That's why he felt some kind of way when you stopped really showing up and being the same vibrant energy that you had been when you realized it wasn't really reciprocal. Girl, there was no way for it to be reciprocal because he's a parasite. You're not a parasite. This man was very vampiric. Very vampiric, girl. He was draining you to death. Like I can literally, that's the vibe I'm getting all over this. It's a lot of drain. He was emotionally draining you. Here go the Nine of Wands. Again, we just pulled it. Him emotionally draining you is also part of the reason that you felt wounded, that you felt hurt, that you felt some certain kind of way after. That's a lot of the reason. After the fact, you would feel some kind of way. A lot of it had to do with the fact that you were being drained and you start to get mad, get irritated, get upset. But I think you didn't really realize this was a big part of the mad, the upset. It was the fact that you was being drained. I don't think you really caught that. I think you might have thought it was some other reason. No, babe, this man was draining the hell out of you. Okay, Page of Pentacles in reverse. You didn't have no energy left when it was over with. This man was making you feel emotionally and mentally unstable in some ways. He was becoming a threat to your security. These are the reasons why you start to flip on him, though. This is all the stuff that made you fall back. Four of Swords energy. This is all the stuff that had you kind of like, you weren't as expressive. You weren't as interested in him. You started to kind of pull yourself back out the way to preserve your own destiny. Draining is still a big part of this, y'all, because I still keep getting that vibe. Like, this person was really, really draining you, and they could potentially still be draining you now if somebody is still experiencing sleepiness or tiredness or unexplained irritation. This person is very upset. And it's crazy because I promise you, this is not something that they really expose to you, but this person is very upset. This person does not like the way that things went. This person does not like the fact that you pull back, and they're still in their feelings about it. Whatever hooks they still have in you, this is where any draining energy, boom, baby. This is where any draining energy you're experiencing is coming from. Five of Cups. This person is mourning you. And they're mourning you. They're being stuck on you. They're having a very hard time letting you go. This person's energy has become very heavy. And it's emotionally for you. It's like you got somebody plugged into you emotionally. This person is still trying to pull on your energy. This person is still trying to be in your energy. And the whole crazy thing about it, girl, okay, is that I really don't feel like you would pin this to this person. This isn't somebody that you would necessarily think of as like, oh, if things go wrong, they're not going to be able to handle it. You wouldn't think this of them, but this person cannot handle the way things went down with y'all. This person still wants to be in your energy. When this person was in your energy, they had better luck, babe. OMG, they had better luck. And specifically, the luck that they had better was that things that they wanted to happen manifested a lot faster. So with you, they were able to kind of pull things from the spirit realm through into the earth realm a lot faster. Things they thought about, things they wanted. This person had a lot of hidden desires, a lot of things they weren't necessarily telling people about how they felt and how they wanted things to go. And those things were easier for them to manifest when it came to you. 5 of Pentacles comes through in the reverse. Now this person really feels like they've been left out in the cold and they desperately want to come back in. So this person is somebody that's waiting for you to call them back or hoping that you'll do something to reset the way everything is going. This person really does not like the way things panned out, y'all. And I'm telling you, that's the thing that sticks out to me the most, is that this is the last person on earth that you would even think would feel this way. Uh-oh, wait a minute. We had a card fall out, baby. We're finna read her. This card then fell to the floor. Girl, what's going on? Hold on. Girl, what's tea? What's done happened? 6 of Swords with the 8 of Wands coming through in the reverse. And the Lovers. The fact that you're not available to talk to this person is having a serious effect on them. This person feels like you're rebelling, babe. They have not accepted the new. They have not accepted the way things are going. They feel like you're being rebellious. Yeah, can you believe, girl? You believe that? This person feels like you're being rebellious, like you're not willing to accept the way things are supposed to go. The Lovers in the upright, the Empress in reverse. This person feels like you're rebelling against them. You're choosing to be difficult. You're choosing to walk away. You're trying to move forward and move on with your life. They're not accepting that. They're not receiving that. They're considering you someone that is rebellious. Let me tell you something. You understand that you have to break free from whatever this situation was that you were in. In order for you to be you, you're like, I got to break free. I got to let this go. I got to go to the next level. This person has absolutely no respect for the fact that you're that type of person or that you want to do that. And they're seeing you as problematic. They're seeing you as being like, what's wrong with you? Who do you think you are? They're taking it wrong. They're mourning the setup. They're upset that their luck has changed, babe, since you left. This person is not having the luck that they used to have, and they're upset. They feel like you're doing something to them that you have absolutely no right to do. They're also not really crediting you as being the reason that they had some better luck in their life in the first place. They don't want to admit that. This person feels like you were somebody who just allowed yourself to be exposed to how great their life is. So pause, so boom, girl. They don't feel like you were the reason they were having good luck. They feel like they're a very lucky mofo and you should be glad they let you be around. Why would you want to be going? You saw how lucky they were. You saw how good things go for them. Why is it that you don't want to be around for that? What's your problem? Yeah, what's wrong with you? 7 of Wands coming through with the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. They don't have any respect for the way you're choosing to move forward and live your own life. A lot of what is going on with this person is also hyper fixated on you because there are other people in this person's life that they're no longer really able to network with. So they have a lot of concentrated energy on you. Why does this person suddenly have other people, at least 3 other people, girl, that they also are really not getting any, they also aren't really getting any feedback from? Ace of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, Ace of Cups. It's really kind of giving that it's not 3 other people. This was a third party situation. And in this third party situation, they have gotten obsessed with you. They become obsessed with the fact that you are going the world. Things have come full circle. When you joined this third party situation, unbeknownst to you, baby, you were the third party. Things have changed in this man's mind and situation because you're the one who started to see what time it was with him and you decided to be the one to get out the way. So now this person literally is no longer focused on the other person, babe. They've become the third party. Now all this person's attention is stuck on you. Hence why you're feeling tired. You're feeling irritated. You may be oversleeping from work from time to time because this person's energy is all fixated on you. That was not the case previously. King of Swords energy. All of this person's mental energy is now stuck on you. Okay. There's no room for them to think about anything else. Five of Wands in the reverse. They're not able to fight it. All they know is they now want you back to be a part of their life. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you were to go back and be a part of this person's life wholeheartedly, or if you were to go back to the old dynamic, this person would try to sink their claws into you in a way that they never had before. This is the type of person that once things have changed, if you were to try to go back over there, this person would then treat you like a possession. They would go into an energy with you where it was more about possession. They would no longer be whatever little freedom you did feel with this person. That would be over with. This person would sink their claws into you because they would not be willing to let you go again. Remember, this person then went from having you in the third party position to having you as the first person. Now the other person has become the third party. So since they've fallen into obsession when it comes to you, going back over there or being open to even really having another conversation, it would not be positive for you. Baby, the third party, honor and respect will come to you. Period of prosperity. Egg. This person, this other person, whoever this other person is, this person may be somebody that is a Queen of Wands, if you know who she is. This person has basically been using this person for money. Whole time they've been using you to manifest things. But the person who they've been giving money to is this person who they have now moved into being the third party. They may have a child by this person, or this person may be trying to have a child by them. Baby, the sun and the moon. Really, to be honest, this other person is the person that's been running him in the background initially. This is who was running him. This man's emotions were not available to you the way you wanted them to be available to you, baby, partly because of this whatever he got going on here in the background. Baby, sis is perched. She is perched. Somebody has been perched in this man's life the entire time. And this is the person that's been draining him. This is the person that's been taking a lot of his energy in the background. And the whole time, he done flipped around now and become obsessed with you. Y'all, we're going to leave these out because we may have to go back and reference these. Pause. This man is on some real scandalous emotional energy now. Whoever has been experiencing, if you've been tired, you've been irritated, you've been sleepy, part of the problem is that she's sucking him dry. And now he's mad and obsessed with you and pulling on your energy. So, baby, somebody, you need to do a cord cutting and you need to pray. You need to rest up because this person was already in a situation where they had somebody attached to them that was playing in their mind and their emotions the whole time. He's sitting there being totally focused on himself, but there's still someone that's draining him from the back end. Somebody that really thinks they're all that. Whoever this woman is, she really thinks she's on a certain level. Like she's been sitting back draining this man for some certain period of time. Girl, we got the Emperor coming through here in the reverse with the Six of Wands. So this man feels like one of the reasons that he's mourning, one of the reasons that he's having such a visceral emotional reaction to you is because this man feels like he lost control of you. This is a man who believed he had control of you. Part of what he's so upset about is the bruise to his ego that he no longer has control of you. He no longer has control of you. Knight of Wands energy. He does not have control of you anymore. He feels like everything that he had been working to do with you, baby, he feels like he lost it. And he feels like he lost it very, very quickly. He feels like he may have lost it to your temper, like you just got upset and ran out there and did whatever. This man feels like he's lost control of you, lost control of the wheel, and now you are out here running free. This man really is still thinking in his mind, there must be another man involved. If there is a younger man around you, anybody, I don't care if this person is 8 months younger than you, 2 months younger than you, is somebody younger than you that this man thinks he's losing your attention to. For some of you, it could actually be your son. This man is jealous and competitive when it comes to the energy of one of your children or your son. He may feel like, oh, well, she's putting all her attention there. This man wants to be the center of your attention. He's always wanted to be the center of your attention. He's always wanted to be the person that you were focused on. Always. This is nothing new. He felt like he had enough control over you to be the center focus of your attention, and now he doesn't anymore. Babe, the Tower is coming through here in the reverse. This man is going to try to pull some type of move at some point to try to pull this situation back together, because he does not accept that you are fully in your Queen of Swords energy. He does not accept that. You're the person in this situation that has made the plan. See, the problem is that the situation is going the way that you want it to go. That's the problem. Queen of Wands and Queen of Swords. Oh, you have completely outranked this other woman in this man's life. This whole situation is going the way that you want it to go. Your energy, your thoughts, your prayers, your dreams, your ascension, your vision, that's what's controlling the dynamic of this relationship now in every way. If you're not there, that's still controlling that other woman. If you're there, that's still controlling him. The decisions that you made, you're the one that's the person that's got the mind that's calculating everything that's happening in this relationship. Everything that's happening is happening because of the way you moving. Think about it like chess. Baby, you're the one that's playing the chess that's controlling this board, period. Nothing that this man is doing is horribly significant at this point. Everything that you're doing is what's playing the game at this point. This man is upset. This man feels like he completely lost control of you, and he is not taking this well at all. Do you understand me? Now, something is going on with this man, because this Queen of Wands energy that's over here, this one flipped over, we're going to read it. This Queen of Wands energy that's over here, you're trumping her at this point. This woman is sitting there in the background, and she's not able to control his feelings at this particular point in the game. We have the Queen of Cups, and we have the Lovers and the Nine of Swords. Let me tell you something. So you're a lot sweeter than whoever this now third party person is. You were the one that was sweeter. You were the one who was initially more patient, more compassionate, more of a listener. You were in this man's mind like the softest place that he's kind of ever really had to land. Not only is he focused on himself, he felt like your love was like your way of loving him, talking to him, being around him was so sweet that you made it easier for him to love himself. I know that sounds weird, but that's what I'm getting. King of Cups energy over here, Queen of Cups energy over here. You helped this man love himself. You treated him so well that he loved himself even through you. You were like proof that he was worth the love he was giving himself. I know that sounds bananas. So having you to not be there, now this man is really fixating on you. It's something about your eyes, too, that he cannot let go of. Nine of Swords, baby. This man is having nightmares about you. Ooh. Church bells ring when the judgment card comes to the building. Y'all already know. This man is having nightmares about you at this point. He is really not able to get free of this, because this man understands that you're okay. Like wherever you are, you're not calling him back. So that means you're okay without him. Now you have to understand why that's eating him up and messing with him mentally, because you're okay without him mentally. He is not okay without you mentally. He's so not okay without you mentally that his other little friend has been demoted in his heart and soul and mind because you're not there. He's not okay. He doesn't even quite love himself the same without you there. Being the center of attention in your life was like the crown and glory for this man. Being on center stage in your life, this is what was giving him a reason to keep going in a sense. This is what was making him feel love. So this man's whole identity is being disrupted because you are not there. He doesn't have anybody to lean on. He doesn't have anybody to lay on, girl. Okay. So this for him, he's experiencing this like judgment, babe. Nine of Pentacles. When he lost you, he really lost one. And he's stuck now kind of just thinking about what y'all went through and the divine judgment that came into this situation. So pause. Let me tell you about this with this Nine of Swords, Judgment, and Nine of Pentacles being pulled together. Okay. It's as though realizing your value after you started to liberate yourself, that's a big part of this man's judgment, is that he's really starting to figure out the realities of what happened and who's who now that you're gone. Now that you Four of Cups, now that he can bet his last dollar that you're not going to be willing to accept him, that you're no longer emotionally invested in him, this is when he's first really beginning to realize who you are, what you have to offer, what you're bringing to the table. This is kind of the curse of the whole thing for him. Now he's finally willing to demote or throw old girl out the window that's been running him, that's been benefiting from his resources, that he's allowed to plug into him and slurp his energy away, which has also caused you certain energetic deficits. This man is... This karmic, this Queen of Wands, this karmic Queen of Wands type energy, this is just a flat out gold digger. I don't get anything else from this. She's just taking. I don't get anything else from her. Girl, she's not a real woman. I almost wonder if she's like, she been in his life a long time, but it's almost giving S worker, or like somebody that is kind of like, he may understand that if he wasn't offering whatever payout he was offering, he wouldn't even be hearing from her. This man is really weird to me because he has a whole separate way of looking at you, being in divine feminine energy, than he does from the karmic. But what blows me is that he's being two different men for both of y'all. And even more than that, he's giving his resources to the karmic. Whatever little resources he has, he's giving those to the karmic. While he's sitting here devastated and can't even think, can't even sleep, can't even relax because you're not available for him anymore, but you aren't who he was putting the vast majority of his resources in anyway. And judgment being called on this man is that he really is seeing that he really can't make it without you, even though he don't really want to admit that everything he was able to manifest positive came through you. You were the womb energy that he was pulling from. Girl, it's a really good thing you're getting away from this one, because this man is spiritually all twisted up. Like, it's a lot of stuff wrong. It's a lot of stuff wrong. And the fact that he was comfortable pulling all of this love from you while he's giving resources somewhere else, but telling himself that he loves himself so to a great degree, but then you degrading yourself for this woman on the back end and won't even admit how great the woman on the front end is. Now you crying because the woman on the front end is gone, and you're trying to drain her of energy while you got a whole succubus draining energy from you. The hell is wrong with this man? Because now this man's in a period of suffering strictly based on your exiting his life. He's actually suffering. Eight of Swords. Girl, has this man been locked up? Has this man been to the clink? If not, it's just arrested development. He's just childish and dumb. And that would make sense, because I remember, we know you're looking for more of a King of Swords type relationship moving forward, because this dude, girl, he don't have his mind together. Ace of Cups with the Five of Pentacles. First of all, this man that had a really hard life and got a really effed up story. I don't know if anyone knows this, but first of all, part of his offense, part of his issue is that you're experiencing sanctuary without him being present. And we already know any type of karmic energies, they always get very offended when they see divine feminine energies easily experiencing peace when they're not around. They can't take this. It upsets them. It hurts their feelings, because they want to believe that when they're not around, everybody's going to be all devastated and broke down. The fact that you are just like, still alive, still breathing air, in spite of the fact that this man is no longer in your life, this is bothering him. Part of the reason that it's bothering him is because this man has had a very difficult life. Another thing you may not realize is that, baby, this man's mama never did love him. I'm just going to tell you the truth. The Ace of Cups with the Five of Pentacles, this man's person in his life, the feminine energy that you now represent in his life, pause. This man was sitting over there putting you in the place of a mother's love. This is why he expected you to always be available. He treating the other woman like some type of actual supply. Y'all know what I mean. Put an S right there. Supply. And treating you like the mother. Paying her to do what she do while he taking energy from you as the mother. The mother that he never had, mind you, baby. This man's mother, she did not fool with him. She did not fool with him. I don't know if he got in some legal trouble early in his life or something like that, but it's like his mother just tossed him to the wolves. She wasn't. Girl, this man's energy is so draining. Was he sitting up? Did he have a little hard luck story he was telling you all the time or something like that? That's why this man didn't feel like he owed you nothing, because he's still upset with his mother. He feel like some woman somewhere owe it to him to give him the love his mother never did. He really believed that down in his soul, girl. He really believed that. This man was like a latchkey kid. He's still trying to get justice. Justice, y'all. Justice card in the upright. This man is still trying to get justice for the way he was treated in his household. Six of Swords. King of Cups, girl. There you go. Ace of Wands. King of Swords. Two of Cups. This man was still looking for somebody to make him feel smart, girl. I don't know what happened with his mama, girl. She did not make him feel smart, girl. I don't know if she was calling him names or what was going on. This man is still looking for a new beginning with somebody that's going to make him feel smart. He was looking to move on into the life of someone like that. He's totally self-centered. This is arrested development, babe. This man has a period in his life, maybe starting at age 5, maybe starting at age 15, maybe starting at age 8, maybe starting at age 11, where he just was completely neglected. And he's looking for somebody to fill that void for him, the sun. He's looking for somebody to do the work, to balance this out for him so that he can still 10 of Swords. This man wants to be spoiled by somebody. That was a whole thing about his life with you, his energy with you, the relationship with you, is his desperate desire to be spoiled by somebody. This man wanted somebody to be spoiling him, to be fussing over him. He's paying for energy. He's plugging his tentacles into people to get energy. This man needed and wanted somebody to be focused on him, doting on him, making a big deal over him. What you don't know or did not know is if nobody is paying attention to this man, if nobody is making him the center of their universe, this man can't function. 10 of Swords, he cannot function. It is crippling for him for a woman to reject him. You have rejected him. This man is literally in a crippled mental state. Stressed out, mourning, upset, can't properly focus on himself all day, which is ridiculous. Can't properly function on him, focus on himself all day and be stuck on himself. This man is deeply disturbed and concerned that you have moved on quietly with your life. You are not running back. You are not calling back. I sometimes wonder if you care. Do you even care? Do you even care? How can you do this? This man is like a little boy when it comes to you emotionally. He is literally was looking to you to be his comfort. How could you do this? You must not care about me. Pardon me? Whole time he had a third party. I love you both. Oh. So this is somebody that was expecting, and I feel like you already know this, collective, like this is somebody that was expecting. This is somebody that was expecting for you to give endlessly of yourself. It's just they never expected anything else from you. That's it. That's all. We got the Hierophant. Food and hunger. Length. Let me tell you something about this man. To be completely honest with you, this man is a polygamist. I'm not saying on paper, but of his heart, mind, and soul, there's an energy of like a polygamous way of being. He's comfortable with both of you. It's like in his mind, he almost had two wives. One of these people is such a low life, baby. Her energy is a lot of what was draining you. This man is very empty. And there was an excessive need to take from you, to have from you. And I'm telling you right now, when we see length, he's still thinking about it. He's still stuck on it. This man ultimately would have tried to marry you, but it would have been because he was obsessed with the energy that you give. He's obsessed with the mothering qualities in you. It's like I'm getting fallen angel energy from him, because you got to understand something about this man that I feel like somebody, maybe you didn't really get this about him. You may have at one point kind of like not understood this about him, even though you were experiencing it. One of the other things that pushed you away from this man, listen, it's like it's something very dark about him, in that it's almost like he wants to be worshipped by you in a way, because, and the thing that upset you or was like setting off your spidey senses, he makes no excuse for the fact that he feels that you should be constantly available for him physically, mentally, spiritually, constantly willing to give, constantly willing to forgive, constantly willing to accept whatever he dishes out. He's not sorry at all. He really is comfortable being worshipped. Like he wants to be an idol to you. Like the further we go into this, the deeper it gets, because the longer you get away from him, the longer you're away from him, the longer you're out of contact with him, the deeper his obsession with you is becoming. Not with you, with your attention. And the reason that it's getting bigger is because he sits and he thinks about it. Missing the way you made him feel. And the way you made him feel was literally like some type of God. I am getting fallen angel energy. Like he sits and he ponders this. You also made this man appear to be a God to other people because of the way you carry yourself. You're very peaceful. You're very pretty. You're very harmonious. You smile. You're beautiful. You're feminine. Girl, this man is like a deity in his own mind. Like, he really feels like he deserves you. I deserve to be worshipped. Girl, he's giving very much demiurge. Girl, this man is like, I deserve to be worshipped. I deserve your love. Come back here. Like that's what it's giving. But what I really hate about it is, like, from the very beginning, y'all saw what y'all been here. From the very beginning, I just don't see at any point where he seems to have even considered that he should be giving any of this energy back. It's like it never crossed his mind that I should love you back or do for you back. He's never even considered that. He's been sitting here perfectly comfortable with just taking. Just taking. Literally, it's never crossed his mind to worship you in return, whether you wanted that or not. This man expected you to be in perpetual gratitude. This man is crazy. Listen, this man's mind is like a labyrinth. It's very draining. He doesn't make any sense. He's delusional. And I really feel some crazy making energy here, because I feel like somebody might, it's like you picked these things up about him and you started backing off and you started realizing like this ain't really it. But at the same, you started choosing yourself and realizing you should have been less kind, less compassionate to this person. But at the same time, He's so dark and twisted. Like, he's twisted up in how he does things. There were points in this where you still was wondering if you was tripping. Because he's twisted like that, where you was like, is it me? Like, can he really be? Yeah, he's really like that. Imaginary connection. He's really like that, girl. Imaginary connection with the Page of Wands energy. This man is literally trying to keep this connection alive in his own mind, if that's what it will take to keep access to you. King of Wands energy. This man is going to try to reach out to you again, and he's literally going to try to sell himself to you. I just got to say this. I hate to keep saying it, but I have to keep saying it. Like, y'all, what this man's energy is so effed up. Like, it's like he's draining on the one hand, very false on the other hand. But it's a steeliness. It's a coldness. Like, he really don't really have any real feelings. This is like narcissism at a very high level. He doesn't even consider really having feelings for others. Even the other chick that he giving the money and stuff to is just so he can have her available for what he wants her available for. It's giving antisocial, low-key. He only cares about things as far as they exalt him. Like, he misses you desperately, but because he misses what he considered to be your admiration for him. Intense connection. Time. This man feels like if he just waits long enough, he'll call back. He'll reignite the connection because he can't let this go. Girl, this man may be getting readings on this. Okay? Trying to get somebody to give him some information on this. Knight of Swords. Girl, this man crazy, girl. Who was dealing with this? Girl, this man crazy. Like a real live, like sit on a therapist, lay on a therapist's couch and get some pills crazy. Girl, no. Girl, he's giving like forensic psychologist couch and pills crazy. Knight of Swords and I Can Fly. Babe, he's delusional. He's angry and he's totally delusional. He thinks you're supposed to be committed to him, girl. Girl, don't go around this man no more. This man is nuts. And I'm telling you what's crazy is that you don't think this of him. You don't even know this about, you don't know how crazy this dude is. This is not how you think of him. Like I said, you would be surprised to know that he's very angry about you not being around in his life no more. You would be shocked to know that. You don't even know him to be that type of person. Babe, no. Girl, don't fool with this man. Girl, this man. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Girl, this man's mind ain't no good. He'll try to act like you weren't loyal. I told you he just assuming that there's another man in the picture. Girl, wooded area and seeing an old love. This man feels like you probably just been sneaking around, sleeping with somebody. Another thing you need to be aware of with this man, girl, is that he's really hiding the fact that he's like kooky. He's been relatively successful with hiding the fact that he's obsessive as hell. Happily single. This man does not want to see you happily single. Queen of Pentacles. Happily single and getting money. This is a nightmare for this man. Just to see you living in your sovereignty, doing your own thing. He cannot take this. He is lost. This man is literally lost without you. Baby, obviously he can't help himself. But wait a minute. What's so crazy is this, though. All of this has been a situation where the cards have been stacked against you. It's been somebody else in the background. He's taking more energy than he's given. He's trying to drain you even in your absence. He's totally self-involved. And we haven't seen no apologetic energy from him at no point. All he cares about at this point is being able to talk to you again. I want to talk to her. I need to talk to her. I got to figure out how to talk to her. I got to figure out how to get us back on path. I need to talk to her. That's all that's on his mind at this point. How can he talk to you again? Church bells ring with a judgment card. Girl to the building, baby. The judgment card that came through again. 3 of Pentacles, girl. This man really feel like he should be able to talk to you and bring you back into this grimy situation. OMG, girl. 6 of Cups. He's stuck in the past. He just wants you to come back so that he can get his creepy world back into balance. Girl, if you take a girl, this man is, Tell me more about this man wanting to communicate with you again. This is the girl, whoever this is, he might already be texting you. Like, you don't realize why. Somebody you don't realize, you don't really get how crooked dude is, but you don't realize why he's still maybe trying to get in contact with you. The Fool, the 6 of Swords, the Page of Cups, and the 10 of Pentacles. This man wants to try to call you back and start over, and he'll try to frame it like y'all have the type of love that should be a family. This is what he'll try to say, that y'all have the type of love that's supposed to be a legacy. Remember, he just gonna come back on some con man mess, trying to sell himself. Don't fall for it. Cause see, girl, I see you a little sweet around the edges with that Queen of Cups. Do not fall for this. Do not fall for this. Because I'm telling you what's going on behind the scenes. This man don't present like this. Keep that in mind. Whoever this man is, he doesn't present as being this psychotic. He really doesn't. And if you listen to him long enough, he beat got you to buy back into this. This is a man that's going to try everything he can to bypass you having self-love. He loves himself all day. That's why he feel like he can come back and get you back in the mix. But he's going to work very hard to try to get you to bypass moving off into self-love. For him, in his mind, to him, if you're in a space of self-love, that's just you disobeying him. He don't have no respect for that. That's just you disobeying him. Calling yourself gonna love yourself. He doesn't even think that you would be in self-love. He thinks there must be another man in the mix. There must be something going on in the background with you and somebody else. He's not respecting you. He's not respecting that you yourself, by yourself, has assessed this situation and said, you know what? I done let too much stuff slide. I done let too much stuff get away. I got to go on and put my foot down. 2 of Cups with the King of Cups. This man will try to come back. You see this King of Cups energy coming through. This man will try to come back, and he will try to tell you that y'all have the type of love that really is supposed to be a legacy. It's time for y'all to put this family back together again. He will try to play on the idea that y'all had some type of connection, and you're not thinking about what we had. You're not thinking. Remember, this man he's not been honest at all this whole time. He really has not been. But he will try to come back and frame it that way to bypass you being the one that's in control. You're already the one that's in control. You're the one who ended the situation. He not looking at that. Remember that Queen of Swords energy? He not looking at that. He don't care about that. You're the one who's running this situation, period, with your mind, with the fact that you leveled up and was like, I'm done letting this thing run away with me. I'm done being on the back end of this. He don't have any respect for that at all. He could care less about that. All he's thinking about when it comes to you is the fact that you were very loving and sweet to him at one time, and you made him feel like the God that he believes he is at one time, and he wants you to go back to treating him that way. That's what he feels. That's all he feels. That's it. That's it. That's all he's thinking about. I feel like this man may try to call back if he has not already. It's like he may be like texting or just trying to do things to keep things warm. And then around October is when he'll say, I'm just going to flat out call back. Because in his mind, you don't even have a right to self-love. And you certainly don't have a right to be the one controlling the dynamic. So this man will just try to call back and pull you back into the dynamic. King of Cups and the Hermit. This man feels like it's up to him what happens next with you. Girl. Church bells ring, the judgment card comes through the building, y'all. Judgment is all through this situation. And let me tell you something. Judgment being all through this situation has a lot to do with your spirit team. There has to be judgment throughout this situation every few minutes, because the creature, I'm going to call him a creature, girl, that you're dealing with is very demonic. Very demonic. There has to be constant, nonstop judgment, because something have to keep coming through and stopping this man. This man keeps exalting himself over you in his mind and energetically. That's the reason why he has not fully detached from your energy yet. Girl, the man keeps exalting himself. He just keep doing it. Like mentally in his mind, you don't even have like, you don't have a right to just bounce like that. Like you supposed to be there. You supposed to love him. You're not finna do him like his mama did him. No, ma'am. He's going to call you back and he's going to pull you back into this dynamic as best he can. He just giving you time to get over yourself. Girl, this man is going to call back. Judgment. 7 of Pentacles with the 9 of Cups. When and if this man decides to call you back or come back into your life, I really feel like when and if this man tries to come back and assert himself back into your life, y'all, that other woman, that other situation that he's involved in, it's like he's going to start, okay, this is karma, y'all. Your presence in this life brings this man to a lot of karma. So your presence, even knowing this man, the more you reject him, the more resources he's going to give to that other woman to try to get back from her the feeling, he's trying to get from her the feeling that he was able to get from you. He can't get that feeling from her because she's not you. She's not a divine feminine energy. She's empty, right? So he can't get that from her. It's not even possible. So because he's not able to get that from her, he's going to be perpetually empty. It's really making me think of Prometheus, y'all. Wasn't that Prometheus in Greek mythology that didn't the eagle keep eating his side over and over every day or some old stuff like that? It's like he's going to end up in a hell realm state because he won't leave you alone energetically and mentally. He won't accept the fact that you belong to God and not to him. So he's going to have to keep paying. He's going to have to keep paying for this. There's no way around it. If he won't accept the message, if he won't accept the fact that this ain't that, he's going to have to keep paying over and over and over again for not being obedient to who you belong to the light that you come from. He's going to find judgment in that. He keeps giving his money away to this woman to chase a feeling that she cannot give him. And it's literally going to start to wreak havoc on his savings. He's actually going to start to dwindle his savings away, trying to pay for your love, the love that you're not even there to give. This is how bad he wants what you have, but also it's how bad he thinks he deserves what you got. He thinks he deserves to have your love. This man really feels that way. It almost gives me the energy of a statue. You know how people may come make offerings to a statue of a god or goddess? People come leave their flowers, leave their petitions, leave their holy books, leave items of, offerings, items, candies, honey, whatever. It's like he sees himself that way. And he saw your attention towards him as you paying your offerings. And it made your so high frequency and so high quality to get love from you really made this man feel better than he's ever felt in his life. So he's like, surely you're going to come back. You're going to give him that love and attention again. And since you won't, he's going to get it from somewhere, but he can't. This is finna tear this man's finances up. It's finna tear his finances up. 4 of Pentacles and the Hierophant. On top of that, y'all, the little lady that he paying all this money to, King of Wands, he's not going to be able to get any real physical fulfillment from her. He's not going to be able to get any commitment from her. Girl, this woman here, girl, she just about her dollar. He can't get nothing from her. She's just there, she's running him in that she gets his money. She's bossing him around and demanding things of him materially. it's like she's there to degrade him. For some reason, he needs to be degraded, even though, y'all, I hate to say it, but it's almost like he needs her to degrade him, and then he tries to lord over you to get back the energy he gives her. Girl, this man is so damn crazy, girl. Oh my God. Girl, this is a twisted up. Girl, this man is twisted. And it just keep getting creepier and creepier as we continue to look into this. The Star and the King of Pentacles. So as this man begins to lose money, it gets really weird, girl. He's in a real weird cycle of judgment, because as this man begins to lose money because he's trying to pay to get your energy back, which he can't get because she ain't got it, he's going to also start trying to pray or something, girls, beg the universe, whatever it is he does, to get more money, because this man's going to start to think if he had more money, he could pay you, but he would really be able to pay you if he stopped paying her, but he can't even get you to answer the phone. 10 of Cups with the Ace of Cups and the Emperor. This man is willing to do just about anything. Page of Wands and the Six of Wands. This man is willing to do just about anything to get back into a familial situation with you, girl. You got to be aware. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? This man is willing to do just about anything to get back into your graces, to get a feeling back in his soul that he has control of you. Y'all, somebody, you may have been being a bit submissive to this man. This man's whole identity was now based on your submission, and he really finna be willing to do anything, pay anything, come back, try to have a cash offering, even though he don't have a dime, because he trying to pay for your energy from a lady who could not even dare sneeze near your energy, just to try to get back involved with you. Anything to get back involved with you. Lord have mercy. Anything to try to get back involved with you. It's that serious to him. He feels like he's entitled to your energy. 5 of Cups, once again, he's sitting back mourning. 5 of Cups, Temperance, and the 3 of Pentacles. Girl, this man, at this point, it's a lot of different scenarios for the way this man may try to re-enter your life. But I'm telling you, all of them are going to shock you, because they're all, it's like they're all pathetic. Like, girl, this man may try to show up to you mourning. Temperance, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords. He'll go to any length. I'm just seeing, like, I keep seeing, like, I keep hearing text messages. This man may try to, like, send you a message, like, with footage or something of him in it crying. Like, he's willing to go to, let me tell you something. The more real it becomes to him that you're not coming back, the crazier his attempts to try to get you back are going to become. And he's going to gradually start losing. Girl, it's like he's going to start losing his mind. This is when you start seeing, it feels like with this Queen of Cups energy here, back here, it feels like there was a time when you were, yeah, it feels like something, this man didn't always treat you right either. There are times he took advantage of the loving nature that you had. It's times when this man didn't answer the phone for you. It's times he didn't answer your messages. It's times he didn't do you right. He wasn't fair to you. Emperor, once again, he's been a tyrant to you before. Like, he's been so controlling. He's literally been so controlling that he was deliberately making you feel like you had to be what he wanted you to be, or love him the way he wanted to be loved. Like, he might have tried to apply pressure. These are some of the things that you think about when you're like, you know what, I should have said more. I should have done more. This man may have always wanted you to feel like he was going to walk away. Like, oh, I'll leave. He may have always tried to put you in a position of feeling like, this is my show. I control this. If it's not controlled, I'll leave. I don't think he was necessarily saying this outright, but I think it was quietly being enforced or something like that. Like, if you don't toe the line, I will get up out of here. I get a vibe that he was actually trying to play those types of games. Like, you need to be on his bus and do what he wants you to do or else type of tea. It's really giving that. It's really giving that. I know you lying. Girl, it's really giving that. Girl, this man. I know you. I know. Church bells ring when the judgment card comes through the building. This man is going to pay for every single thing he's done against you. Every single thing he's done against you. He is going to pay for it. Baby, God saw all that. God synced all of that. Do you hear me with what I'm saying to you, girl? This man has seen everything. God saw everything this man tried to pull on you. I promise you. None of this is something that he got away with. Not any of it. Not any of it. Girl, this man it's like he terrified. He's just trying to find a way to hold on to you. Okay, we see the World card and we see once again the Seven of Pentacles. So part of this man's karma as well is going to be his desperation to hold on to you at all costs. And he does not have the resources to hold on to you in any way, shape, or form. He has absolutely none of the resources that he would need to hang on to you. Not one. He doesn't have the money. He doesn't have the heart. He doesn't have the emotions. He doesn't have the charisma. He doesn't have the money. He doesn't have anything. He's coming up empty. He really belongs with that little thing he over there playing with. You're out of his league. You are always out of his league. Girl. He's going to seek a new beginning with you. It will never manifest. The World card comes through in the reverse. I'm sorry, the Empress card comes through in the reverse. It will never manifest. What he's trying to get from you will absolutely never manifest. This man wants to start over. And he really wants to start over. So listen, even if you are liberating yourself, like you want to get in another lane, he's going to be very, girl, that's why he's jealous of the time you spend with your son or with your kids or girl, he's jealous of it. Girl, this man want to be your son. He want to be the most important person to you. This is a man that, girl, this man is steadily acting out his broken childhood situation as it relates to you. And when he does call you, one of these times he calls or texts you, it's going to be to tell you that he's going to try to tell you nothing's worked out since you've been gone. Or he willing to finally go ahead and admit that, huh? Girl, this man's life is going to go to absolute ish when you are not there. We got the Hangman and the Hierophant. His life doesn't really move forward without you. For some of y'all, I feel like this was a marriage and the marriage became a divorce. His life doesn't really move forward without you. The money stops coming. You know, the succubus starts draining every dime he has. He doesn't have the money. He doesn't have the resources. A lot of things that he once had, he loses just because you're not there. Whatever commitments he was trying to have. Girl, he ends up pause. Girl, we got lust. We got tower, and we have married. Girl, this man is going to end up being an S addict. So that's girl, this karma is... Girl, this man karma is sickening. Do you hear all the different ways? Girl, this man is cursing himself all over the place because he was trying to basically take love from you without giving love back. Do y'all see how this is cursing this man's life? Left, right, and sideways. See, people be thinking that these karmics do this dirt to the divines and they get away with it. People really be believing that. They're going to do this dirt and just walk. No, ma'am. It never, ever, ever goes like that. And y'all, this man's energy, his fate, his karma, everything about him is hella draining. This man's energy is like curdled milk. It's heavy, it's rotten. But what gets me is somebody, y'all, I don't think you really realized it. I think you saw it, but you kept telling yourself like, no, that's not it. He's just trying to find love. Yeah, he is trying to find love, but he eats love. It's not like a good man, a divine masculine that's looking for a woman to love. This is a vampire. Straight like that. This man's a whole vampire out here in these streets. It's not even no other way to put it. This man's going to end up being an S addict. He's going to be married to, committed to, stuck in the lust, stagnant, can't get out of it, stuck in a lustful state. You notice that the minute your love left him, he started to overindulge on the intimacy with the skank. Now you saw that. I know you saw that. This man was trying to use you for what God gave you. He got to pay for that. This man was literally trying to exploit the gifts of the Most High. Oh my God, no, he got to pay for that. So this man, y'all, is going to really fall off into S addiction. Hard and heavy. He's going to, y'all, here go ballroom. Girl, ballroom and fireplace. Baby, this man's going to start going to them little parties. Girl, that's what you're going to start hearing about him, baby. He finna start going to them undergrounds. This man finna be at them parties. Because his life, he's going to become addicted to like, he's going to become addicted to like climaxing. Like it gets grimy. This is all him trying to gain back the feeling of love that comes from a real woman. The feeling of love that comes from a woman with divine energy. He does not know how to do that, babe. This man is going to start sinking. All because you moved on with your life. This man's going to start sinking like a stone. This is crazy. This is crazy. This man's going to start falling apart, y'all. Period. Love life. Trees. He needs to ground himself. How he gonna ground himself? You're not there. 9 of Pentacles, babe. You're not there. You also may be high in some Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. You were created just for me. That's what he's telling himself. This is how hard he gonna keep mourning you. Y'all, psychologically, this man ain't nothing. Girl, this energy is just... But I had to do the deep dive because what jumped out to me when all of this started, what jumped out to me about this man was that somebody, you don't even think he's like this. This is a man who really done made you feel like even though he was doing some dirt, he was being controlling, he was saying this, saying that, he still wasn't really showing you his hand like that. Somebody still did not really get. Girl, this man is an emperor in the reverse. He's an emperor in the reverse. He's a king of cups in the reverse. This man is like an evil deity. He was trying to suck the life force out of you. Every bit of love, every bit of maternal energy, every bit of softness, every bit of femininity. This man felt you were created just for him. He deserved everything that you are. He deserved this. This is how he felt. He deserved this. You should be with him. You should want to love him. You should want to give him everything that you are. What's wrong with you, girl? He's been completely dishonest all the way across the board. He's projecting all of this off onto you. You've been dishonest. You aren't as loving as you say you are. You're the one that's fake. You're the one that disappeared. You're the one that's not there. You're the one that's putting your kids and other men's with the nest over him. Girl, this man is, girl, listen, these psychological deep dives, I said, let me do a deep dive on because the way it came up was so crazy, the type of energy I was seeing, but girl, this man energy is off the chain. And nobody has even, girl, you ain't even noticed. This man just be out here smiling. You just noticed that he was selfish. You didn't even peep all the rest of it. Girl, it's so much to this man. It's so much to this man. I guarantee you, as sure as the sun sets in the sky, babe, yes, he is coming back. 6 of Swords. Yes. Yes, sister. He is coming back. Just like he said he would. This ain't somebody that's finna just go away. Girl, death card comes through in the reverse. Let me tell you something. You need to get free of this man energetically right now. That needs to be your focus. That is the guidance. This is somebody that you need to start moving towards getting out of your energy, because they've been living so foul at this point, and they're continuing to live fouler and fouler. The more they get rejection from you, the more time goes by that you don't reach back out, the more they send text messages that don't get responded to, the more their judgment is going to keep coming for them. You notice judgment is coming for this man over and over and over, and it gets darker every single time. This is not stopping him from leaving you alone, because he's not spiritually aligned and not spiritually awakened, and doesn't realize that he needs to catch that fade. Like, you do clock it. You do realize that you're not, leave her alone. That's why you're having problems now. He's not catching any of that. He's not catching any of that. 2 of Cups. Girl, listen. 2 of Cups. That Page of Pentacles comes through in reverse. If you continue to deal with this man, do not, okay? Start getting rid of that bad energy now. The Page of Pentacles is coming through in the reverse. With the Page of Pentacles coming through in the reverse, this man, if any energy, if you let him near you at all, let him deceive you at all with the way he comes. I'm telling you, he comes at you like he ain't crazy, like he is. He come at you like he just a little controlling, but you know he a good dude. He's not. No, he's not. 2 of Cups in the reverse. I'm sorry, 2 of Cups in the upright with the 10 of Wands in the reverse. All this man could ever be to you is a burden. He got legions of demons. Girl, church bells ring when the judgment card comes through the building. Do y'all see this? By the time you come back in contact with this man, and I'm not saying you would want to, I'm coming back in contact could mean he emails you once again, or texts you once again, or DMs you once again, tries to send you a message of him crying in the rain once again. Girl, it's been an hour since you've been gone. You know, he be trying all that type of tea. Listen, by the time he comes back your way, this man's going to be covered in the actual demons, okay? Because he's been out here in the street nasty. Just know that. I don't care how, you know, how put together he looks, or how well he's trying to speak, or how deep he's trying to give his apology. Baby, by the time you come across this man again, he's been out here in these streets grimy. Grimy. Super grimy. 4 of Wands. This man may very well come back towards you trying to propose, literally. See, because as time goes on, he's going to become that much more desperate. And what his goal is this time, because judgment came through in the reverse, he's trying to get you back in his life because he wants something good to happen to him. It's only been getting bad. He's only been losing money. He's only been losing sleep. Partially because he won't get out of your energy and leave the folks of God alone, but he doesn't get that. So he thinks that, you know, come back, be with me. I need to get my life back on track. The next time you hear from this man, it really is making me think of Mo Better Blues, when Denzel came to old girl in the end and was like, what'd he tell her? Y'all, what'd he tell her? He told her. What he told her? Girl, what he came back over there and told Indigo? Now, was it Indigo? That was the one, right? Because Clark was the other girl. What did he come over there and he told Indigo? Save my life. Girl, this man is going to be so broke down by the time he comes back to you the 4th or 5th time, because he going to keep coming, okay? He going to be begging you to save his life at that point. Save my life, you know, I need to get myself together. Things have been crazy. This man is going to be so nasty by that point. And by that, I mean just a man of ill repute. See, when people stop seeing this man with you, remember, he was getting some clout off of being around you. It made him look like he was a man that could attract a woman of a certain level. So you was a serious feather in old boy cap, okay? But once people stopped seeing him with you and they started getting around that he was hanging with certain people in certain places and he was still over there with the skank, girl, people started to kind of peep game. Like, you know, he done fell off. Like, what happened to old girl? He ain't got his life together no more. Girl, it's giving nights like this, I wish raindrops would fall. He giving that by the time he come back. You feel me? You follow me? He giving that by the time he coming back. This ain't the one that started off in the movie. Is there a heart? Is there a heart in the house? Remember that version of Eddie Kane? That one was like, he was on his P's and Q's. Girls was fainting in the audience. By the time he comes back, girl, he gonna be on the he gonna be at that level of it. By the time he comes back that 4th, 5th, 6th time. looking for you now, saying, I don't know what's going on, but I need you back in my life. And this is the attempt after attempt after attempt. He's trying to reverse judgment. Whether or not he really realizes cognitively that that's what he's trying to do is neither here nor there. By the time he comes back to you the fourth or fifth time, he's trying to reverse judgment. Because things seemed cooler when you was there, right? He felt like somebody was loving on him, making him feel good about himself. He had a decent woman. His friends was talking about, hey, bro, where you find her? And, so he wants to go back to getting that level of respect. He wants to go back to getting that level of adoration. You know what I'm saying? So his answer to, you got to understand too, by this man not having a motherly energy in his life that was proper, by him being neglected, by him being so much of a child still in himself that he'll sit there and be jealous of the way you love your own children. Because this man is still in this type of energy, you have to understand he's tying all of like his idea of getting nourishment or getting any type of the love that he deserves. He's still tying it to a mothering, divine, feminine type of energy. It's almost like he's so obsessed with the idea that the divine feminine owes him something that he's plunging himself into the depths of energetic hell. And he keeps trying to come back and like get you to pay him what he feels he's owed. And because he's that disrespectful to goddess energy, he keeps getting judged and he's not catching that fate. He don't get it. He's being judged from the money, from his physical energy. Everything in his life is being judged and he don't get it. He still feels like, well, you need to come back. You need to stop being out here doing whatever you're doing. You need to come back over there where he is. 4 of Pentacles, y'all. 4 of Cups. 2 of Wands in the reverse. This man is coming towards you with the belief that he feels like you're holding back something that belongs to him. It cannot get any more narcissistic than that. And you're not accepting him. You won't give him the opportunity to make any future plans. This man is going to start telling people, or at least telling himself, that you're a witch of some kind. 5 of Wands. Before it's all said and done, he's going to actually start to believe, as this continues to go on, he's going to start to believe. This man going to start to believe you put a curse on him. I just want y'all to pay attention to how truly powerful the absence of the divine feminine is. When you have been in somebody's life, when you have been in a man's life, and you have literally been one of those girls, and then you get out of his life, I just want you to see, when you have divine energy, I want you to see the rabbit hole that this man has gone down in his mind. Mentally, this man is no good, baby. This man go a little crazier every 15 minutes. This is a long, winding road to this man losing his marbles over you, baby. He getting judged and judged. Now, remember, he didn't want to accept the fact that you were the person that had control over the situation, Queen of Swords energy, because you were the one who made the decision to leave, which meant that everything else that he did was really a reaction to you. No, he was not the emperor on the throne when it came to you, babe. You are the one who decided what was going to happen next. Yes, you are the one. Girl, you was the one that put the range in the roba, okay? He was having to respect you. He was having to respect you and respect your decision making and stop looking at you as this free will pool of love. He didn't want to accept that. But you see now, he done got so broken down because he keeps disrespecting goddess energy by playing these games with you. Now he actually believes you done put a curse on his life. Now you're an all-powerful witch now. He believes in that. I want you to see how much control you have of this man's life. When all of this man's mind, when all is said and done. Just because you removed. I feel like sometimes we as women don't realize the power that we have, the power that our love has. And I went on and read this energy, y'all, and I have to be completely honest. This man's energy is very heavy because he's very twisted. I have literally had to take water breaks and things like that to get through this man's energy. I don't know who's attached to this man. I believe the energy that I'm getting, I believe this is an energy that's in a collective right now. I believe it's in a collective at a mass level. And I think that's why the energy may be so heavy. I don't think this is going to be so much it speaks to one woman. I think it's going to speak to a lot of feminine energies that are out there right now. Because this is a very big, very blanketed, very heavy, it looks like gray smoke with black holes in it. That's the only way I know how to describe this energy, with blue fringe. That's the only way I know how to describe this energy. The blue fringe is what you saw. That was like that King of Cups energy. You saw warm, you saw cool, you saw calm, you saw quiet confidence. That's just how he plays it. He lets people think that. The real energy is whatever this gray and black mess and this gray and black filth. That's who he really is. That's his real energy. And it's nothing nice. Now that you have control of this man, your absence, girl, people don't, y'all listen, for a woman, for feminine energy, absence is one of the most powerful tools you can enlist on someone, because you give people something that literally gives them a high. They have a spiritual high from being around you because you have such sweet, good energy that when you take it away, baby, they can't cope. We got this Five of Wands energy here, girl. This Five of Wands energy here, girl. Girl, with this Five of Wands energy, girl, y'all, he's just in internal turmoil, and he just sees you as somebody that has you've done something to me. You put a curse on me. Eight of Pentacles. You're the reason that I have to work so much harder in my life right now when things are ending anyway. The Eight of Pentacles with the Fool in the reverse. I'm working hard. I'm going out of my way. It seems like money is bleeding for me. Energy is bleeding for me. Stability is bleeding for me. Security is bleeding for me. Stability and security is bleeding away from this man because this man won't leave you alone. Mentally, physically. The man won't leave you alone. He keeps calling. He keeps trying to get back in cahoots with you. He keeps trying to figure out what you're doing, where you going, who you with, what you got, what you eating. He won't leave you alone. And because he won't leave you alone, girl, he keeps setting himself up in the spirit realm to literally, your spirit team is tearing him up. He's disrespecting the divine feminine. He's attempting, listen, this man is attempting to capture the divine feminine. Capture the divine feminine. Literally, he's attempting to capture the divine feminine. How you gonna kidnap and pocket goddess? Maybe y'all know. Leave it in the comments if you know. If you know how that's possible, leave it in the comments. That's what this man thinks he's going to be able to do. He's out of his mind. The Page of Wands comes through in the reverse, along with the Three of Cups. This man is not going to get any new beginnings out of this, and he's upset with you about this. He's upset that you won't take his calls. He feels like you not being willing to celebrate with him. Three of Wands has stolen a future from him. Three of Wands in reverse has stolen a future from him that he deserves. Has stolen a future from him that he believes rightfully belongs to him. That should be, you supposed to belong to him. What's wrong with you? Girl, what's your problem? What is your problem? You belong to him. Girl, I belong to. Seven of Cups. Knight of Wands. This man is going to really go into delusion about you. But the interesting thing about it is, with this Knight of Wands, remember he starts off with the King of Wands. He's trying to charm you. He's trying to get back into your life. And then he starts trying to reverse judgment. Then he starts to wild out thinking that it's your fault that he's going through the things in his life that he's going through. It just gets crazier and crazier. And he just gets crazier and crazier, to make a long story painfully short. I think one thing you need to keep in mind, because one thing about it, this man is not a danger to you. He's a nuisance. And it's almost like he's getting his karma because he just will not honor God and realize that the way he's living his life, the way that he tried to move when God did offer him a goddess, is not acceptable. He tried to exploit you. He tried to push you around. He was trying to be controlling. He did not respect what he was given, so it was taken from him. That's all. But he doesn't even want to accept that. That's how twisted he is. And over time, we see him becoming gradually humbled. We saw him start with the King of Wands now. Now we have him down to the Knight of Wands. We have him down to the Knight of Wands now. We have him down to the Knight of Wands. Okay. Knight of Cups and the Chariot. And the Ace of Cups. This man, now down to Knight of Cups, now down to Knight of Wands. Remember where we started, girl. We were at the King of Cups. We were at the King of Wands. He's been demoted. And he was demoted in a way that was purely spiritual. Once again, we're seeing judgment. We see the Chariot. We see that some of this man's pride simply was just pulled away from him. It was not even an option. It was taken from him. It's almost like we've had various more valiant male energies come in and kind of take this from him. It's giving me very much angel energy. Hold on. It's giving me very much kind of angel energy came through this man's space and made some changes. This is how this man, he has to admit what's real. He has to admit divine judgment has come upon him. Every knee shall bow. We already know. He was not going to be able to continue to get away with treating a divine feminine energy like this. And he's certainly not he keeps trying to act like you belong to him. This demonic entitlement he has, babe, God is not going for that. God is not going for that. No. I stand in my power and my courage. I embrace the endless possibility, the limitless possibilities that await me. This is where you are in your life right now. Message from Archangel Raziel. As the scribe of mystical secrets, I can help you fully understand at a soul level the cosmic principles necessary to manifest a magical life. A lot of this has to do with manifestation when it comes to this man. Remember, this man was only really able to manifest anything when you were in his life. Many things in his life was happening for the better because of your blessings, because of the anointing that's on your life. Much of this has to do with this man needing to realize that you are not a tool for his manifestation and you are not there to love him so that he can manifest things on his own. It's like he was trying to use you as some type of divine quantum cheat code. And God is like, who told you that I was going to let you do that? You know what I'm saying? Who told you that I was going to let you get away with that? Message from Archangel Michael. I am the archangel of safety and protection. Let me bring you comfort whenever you feel unsafe physically, professionally, or emotionally. This man has tried to replace the favor of Archangel Michael on your life. You do have a hedge of safety and protection around you. I shouldn't have to tell you that. That's come out 5-6 times at this point. You have that protection around you. This man wanted you to look to him. He wanted to be the person that you look to. And that's not going to be that. That man has to pay for trying to exalt himself in your life in that way. He has to pay for that. A lot of the things this man was doing, whether he realized it or not, they were blasphemous. And he has to pay for that. Message from Archangel Raziel once again. As the keeper of the secrets of the universe, I breathe life into your fondest dreams. There is no limit to what you can create with my aid. Again, this man has refused to take responsibility for his own spirit, and that he would have to be responsible for ascending to a level of divine masculinity, becoming a divine masculinity, finding God, becoming chosen, and then taking responsibility himself for manifesting his own blessings. He cannot ride your coattails. He cannot ride your coattails forever. He cannot ride your coattails forever. Oh, yeah. And we see here, Spirit keeps putting that message out. That's a lot of what he's paying for, thinking that he can tap into your energy source. Girl, you got so much protection around you. This man could get literally nowhere trying to play these games with you. Message from Archangel Chamuel. I am he who sees God. I can guide you on any path you seek, from relationships to career options to even finding lost items. This man needs to see God for himself. This man had no interest in that. He simply tried to take, okay, y'all, this is deep, but you understand that there is a most high God, and you know how to get into prayer, and you know how to seek the energy of God. That's what you do. That's what you know how to do. That's what you're called to do. You know how to go to God and seek God for yourself. This man did not see what a man who was moving into his chosen path would do, or what a man who was starting off on his divine masculine path would do. He didn't see it like that. He didn't see that. Okay? That's not something that he saw. What this man saw was that you had the propensity to pray to and honor God. And he said to himself, oh, that's what I can just have her do that for me. He's picking up on your devotion to God and trying to tap into that devotion for himself. That has literally been all this man has been trying to do, is siphon from your devotion to God. And this man is a big siphoner. I told y'all, I literally have had to take breaks just to get through a deep dive into this kind of energy, because it is that vampiric. It is that vampiric. Literally. And every time you get involved with this man, he's able to take your frequency down by 8 points. I'm hearing that. Maybe that resonates with some of y'all in a way. I'm hearing that 8 points. And you build this energy back up times 2 because you're in goddess energy. But if you keep going back around him, it will literally, every single time you go around him, you're going to lose 8 and have to try to rebuild. If you stay around him for too long, you won't be able to rebuild, and he'll start to deplete you. That's how out there this man is. These angel energies that brought this man to, they're basically humbling him. He's not going to be able to pass into any next phase of life until he recognizes the power of God in manifestation and stops trying to siphon you for everything, until he sees God for himself, until he stops thinking that he should be the God that you look to and not the real living God. Okay. Nonetheless, Ace of Cups comes through in the reverse. This man is highly emotional about your absence, highly emotional about the judgment on judgment on judgment on judgment on judgment on judgment that he's received, that has forced him, or will in the future, will ultimately force him to recognize that you are not available for whatever this is he thinks you should, this little be my personal altar that he's trying to make you into. You are not available for that. You belong to God. You not belong to him. It's not about another man. It's not about your son. It's about your devotion to the light. Okay. That's it. That is all. He's going to have to come to terms with that. 4 of Swords. 10 of Swords. This man becomes increasingly emotional about this. Ace of Cups in the reverse. And I'm talking about emotional with tears. I don't think you'll ever necessarily, you won't know how long this man's tears go on. I'm chuckling because I really believe you may get like a video message from this man at one point of him in tears about this, or telling you that he's been in tears about this. He's not lying, okay? But he's in tears for the same reason that children are in tears when you tell them, I don't care how much ice cream there is in the box. You've had one ice cream bar. You will not be having another one on today. They're crying not because they're so taken with your words. They're crying because they want ice cream and can't have it. It's more about the tantrum and the denial of supply than it is about you. Okay. This man's going to continue to shed tears about this. He's going to continue to spend time in bed about this. And it is going to be a serious mental wound for this man. Ten of Swords comes through once again. It is going to be the type of mental wound that leaves him kind of trapped. This man is going to want to experience fulfillment, happiness, etc., especially around the holiday season. But he's going to be trapped and kind of enjailed mentally. Eight of Swords. And to be completely honest with you, for those of you where this was a man that may have had trouble with the law before, he's going to find himself potentially in trouble with the law again. He's going to be really knocked off kilter by you no longer being there. And remember, you're not there at this point to block any of the curses this man brought down on himself. You're not there at this point to really build this man back up for no reason. You build everybody back up that's around you because you are the light. You literally bring light energy to people. That's just what you do, whether you want to do it or not. Babe, this man is no longer going to be able to benefit from you in that way. Okay? There's going to be nothing going on that's going to allow him to benefit from you in that way again. And because of that reason, he got to ride on his own laurels. And this man was not respecting divine order at all and kept putting himself at odds with God, which seems like something you wouldn't want to do, but okay. This man is going to find himself in some sticky situations moving forward. He really is. And we see potentially by the holiday season, he may actually, due to depression and stuff, he may do something stupid, unfortunately. The Star with the Page of Cups. He may do something that doesn't quite make sense. If this man has any children, one thing you can know, some of y'all may have knew his children and been remotely attached to them. I see a boy and a girl. They may be, these kids are between the two of them. The signs that ring out are Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. These are like air and water sign children, boy and girl. One thing you can know for sure is that his kids are doing absolutely fine. Whoever their moms are, or maybe whoever, he has sisters or whatever, his kids do very well. This man's madness, if you were concerned about the kids, this man's madness or what may happen to him around the holiday season where he do something dumb and land himself in a situation, don't worry about his kids to make you want to call back or reach out or get back involved in that situation. Because one thing about it, I don't care how crazy this man goes, his kids are going to be fine. Seven of Swords with the Two of Pentacles. Y'all, this man, he does quietly, try to say that you did a lot of plotting on him. He does quietly try to say you did a lot of scheming on him and, you did this to him, you did that to him. He's going to try to play that role. I'm just preparing you for that. Everybody kind of knows that you're like a lady of a certain caliber, so I don't really see anybody really falling for that. So you're going to remain in the spirit of victory in regards to his smear campaigns. He is going to try to smear you because he's scared. He knows that he kept trying to capture you and he couldn't. And on top of that, he also knows that in him trying to capture you and not being able to do it, you kept experiencing victories in your life and you kept remaining in your peaceful sanctuary and you kept remaining away from him while his life kept getting crazier and crazier. So he's just kind of looking for somebody to place blame on when it comes to that. King of Pentacles comes through in the reverse. You kind of just stay in a spirit of victory, smear campaign and all. This man, more than anything, took a serious hit to his money. And I'm literally hearing this, so I'm going to say it. He may have also been paying some hefty fees to be a part of them little late night parties that he was going to. He was like trying to be on an elite freaky circuit or something where it was costing him. This man was spending thousands of dollars on like paying for the skanky chick and going to kickbacks. And he spent so much money trying to replace the pure love that you were bringing into his life. It has cost him so much money in his attempts to maintain the type of feminine energy that you are. And he can't do it. He doesn't even know where to find another you. And yet he was sitting there trying to control you and ran you off. Page of Swords in the upright. Y'all, cutting ties with this man was like the best thing that you could have done for yourself. This man literally just, whatever little value he had, he just continued to throw away, prostitute, make, just a mess. Page of Swords comes through in the upright. With this Page of Swords coming through in the upright, Coming along next to this King of Swords and the Lovers, again, cutting ties with this man is the best thing you could ever do. Do not be afraid to, like mentioned earlier, right? You want to, if you need to do a cord cutting, if you need to, just simply pray for that connection to be deaded and deaded forever, where it never opens up in your life again. You don't want to ever have to, girl, this is a mess. You do have that King of Swords energy coming towards you. One of the things you need to know how you're going to recognize this beautiful King of Swords, divine masculine, is that this is a man who offers no level of competition, rivalry, betrayal. There are no third parties. This man is very righteous. You don't have to be concerned about him. He's not trying to rush you into a family. 10 of Cups in the reverse. He also recognizes your Ace of Cups energy, your Queen of Cups energy. He also recognizes that sweetness, that softness, that divine mother energy. He sees that in you as well. But this man is a very masculine man that is righteous. He is a swords energy man. He may be an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra as well. But like I said, really his moon sign energy plays a big role and is how he loves, how he shows up, how he presents himself. Ace of Swords energy, y'all. This man is so high in integrity, divine masculine energy. He's a great match for you because he's going to see that mothering energy in you, and he's going to make the decision to cover you in all ways to ensure that nobody is able to take advantage of you in the world or without. He's also going to be very proud of the way you act with your children. He's going to protect that. This is a man that will never be sitting there jealous and upset and feeling like his supply is being taken away. He would never feel that way, okay? He's not that type of man. He's the type of man that is going to protect you at all costs. Y'all, we see this here. My life is full of magical moments. I see signs and guidance from the angels in all that I do. For anybody who watches this and it resonates with you, please do consider this to be guidance for you on this matter. You may be still kind of energetically tangled up with this man, but this man is going to pay for every wrong that he's done you. And on top of that, you have a blessed love coming to you on the back end. You don't need to be too concerned about this man. He's not dangerous or anything, but mentally and emotionally, he definitely was pretty effing twisted, okay? Very heavy, very dense, very dark, vampiric energy. Baby, I'm glad we made it through that one, okay? If you have enjoyed this divine feminine tarot tea, girl, please go ahead, do like, do share, do subscribe, okay? Do not be afraid to come through the building, girl. And when you do, please go ahead, hit that bell. So you can be here every single time. Me and the T team are off up in here, getting it in with all of these good old tarot messages. Hey, baby, if you enjoyed this deep dive, please do not forget to like, to gift, to subscribe. DF Tarot T at Cash App or PayPal. Baby, if you are still in the building, please go ahead and put 121.50 in the comment section because it was exactly 121 minutes and 50 seconds when I said what I said. Also, if you would like to, please go check out my other channels. If you want to hear a good lecture, girl, the Queen's House in Winter, okay, is our lecture station, all dark feminine energy and sovereignty all the time. I hope y'all been keeping up. It's been some powerful work and some powerful lives been conducted over there. Also, if you are looking to find out where we are at any given time in the Karmic and the Divine Collective and the wars that we are fighting and the wars that we as divine beings are winning, girl, please go on over to my other channel, House of the Cherished Woman, where we celebrate the cherished divine woman, but we also keep our eyes and ears to the ground just to make sure we keep everything above board for us over there, girl, because you don't want another level, girl. We always do it big, girl. Once again, if you would like to give Super Chat or DF Tarot T at Cash App or PayPal, babe, okay, a little cheese or something, girl. Let me buy me a little cheese or something for my cracker, girl. We out here deep diving and whatnot, okay? And as always, I will catch y'all in the next one.